We keep hearing it. Prices are rising, the news gets worse, and the cost of doing nothing, that just keeps growing. And if you're on the fence about building a more self-sufficient setup where you live, now is the time to act, because waiting is about to cost you a whole lot more. This video is for anyone who's looked at the world lately and thought, maybe I should be doing something to prepare, but two things are probably holding you back. First is you think it'll cost a fortune to get started, and second, you think things are not that bad yet, so why rush? Let's tackle both of these issues. By the end of the video, you'll see why waiting could be the most expensive decision you'll make this year. If you're new to this channel, my name is Chris, and on this channel we discuss emergency preparedness, aka prepping. Now before we jump into this video, I want to let you know we're going to be releasing our self-sufficient course in the coming weeks, detailing how to build your own setup in your suburban backyard. We're going to cover rain harvesting, raising chickens, gardening, building an orchard, and so much more. If you're interested in being notified when we launch this course, I'll post a link below to our sign-up page. And when you sign up, you're also going to be given a free survival guide to get started. Now, I decided to do this video for a couple of reasons. Number one, I hope to encourage people to take action. And number two, I want to show you the actual things that I'm doing. Also, be sure to stick around to the end as we'll discuss some things that I think will be pretty encouraging. So let's discuss why waiting is about to cost you a whole lot more. Won't this cost a fortune up front? It feels like we're watching a slow motion unraveling. Prices keep climbing. There's talk of tariffs, especially with China. That could send costs even higher. And as I'm recording this, inflation hasn't stopped and there's no signs of relief on the horizon, rather quite the contrary. The cost of food, building materials, and basic supplies, they're all rising, and a lot of it is out of our control. Wars, weather, political instability, and at the time of recording this video, markets are swinging up and down like crazy, and there's a lot of uncertainty out there. But there is something we can control: how we prepare. This is a compost bin I just finished building. 3 bays, solid, functional, and made entirely from scrap wood and free pallets I picked up locally. Could I have waited to build a more expensive pre-made setup? Sure, but instead I got creative. And the more I built, the more I realized this doesn't have to break the bank. It would have been easy to be discouraged, thinking I need to spend thousands of dollars just to get started. But that's not true. There are budget options. You just have to be willing to look for them. And while everyone's trying to guess the next smart investment, whether gold, stocks, crypto, here's the truth. Those are speculative bets. I know that firsthand. A few years ago, I had a decent chunk of money in crypto and I held it on BlockFi. Turns out, BlockFi had a large amount of exposure to FTX, and when FTX went down, BlockFi went under, along with my portfolio. Fortunately, it wasn't my entire crypto portfolio, but it was enough that it set me back substantially. Trust me, I went through all the stages of grief, and then I realized what just had happened was a wake-up call. And now, I'm not saying I don't invest, I still contribute to a retirement account as it has a lot of tax benefits, but I've learned one thing the hard way. While I try my best to prepare financially for the future, if the economy crashes and our currency massively devalues, I can't eat investments, but I can eat what I produce and grow with my own hands. 20 years ago, I lived in an apartment in San Diego, and the apartment manager, who was in his upper 80s at the time, once told me how his family lived on a farm during the Great Depression. And while people in cities struggled to get by, they were fine because they could produce food. And I also spoke a few years ago with the CEO of Mirror Safety, a company that produces gas masks. He told me a story from his childhood growing up in the Soviet Union and watching it collapse. He told me about how one of his family members already had a garden set up and how it enabled them to get by. These stories, they really stuck with me. So yeah, I still invest, but I also invest in something I can control: my food supply, my skills, and my setup. Because when things get tough, having systems in place before will make all the difference. Can't this wait? Let's talk about the second biggest objection I hear. Things aren't that bad yet. Can't this wait? Now look, I get it. It's easy to delay when we're still able to get by on a daily basis. But let me show you how that mindset has already cost people money this year. Take these chickens here behind me. We just moved them into their new coop today. And with the egg prices going through the roof earlier this year, I'm not worried because I'll soon be producing my own. And you know what else? We protected that investment. Before transferring the chickens over, I added a predator apron around the bottom to keep raccoons, foxes, whatever from getting in. Because I'm not just preparing for today, I'm securing tomorrow. Here's where the garden beds are eventually going to go. They're not built yet, but that's going to be coming in a future video. But even now, I've got the materials ready. Why? because I've seen the cost of lumber go up. I've experienced supply shortages, and I know that if I wait, it's going to cost me a whole lot more. As I always say, the best time to start preparing was 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago. But the second best time to prepare is right now. And I'm not just saying that to be dramatic. If I wait another year to build a coop or buy supplies for this garden, I'm going to pay way more. I recently watched a YouTube video that was released 7 years ago that showed how to build the coop that was here behind me. And in that video, he gave a price breakdown of how much that cost him 7 years ago. And when we just recently built this a few weeks ago, the cost was almost 3 times as much. And I'm guessing that in a couple of years from now, with how things are going, it's going to cost a whole lot more. Sure, I wish I'd been able to build this a long time ago, but all I have is now. And I'm documenting this whole journey not to show off, but to prove that it can be done. I don't have a background in construction, but I'm a father with a family, and all that matters is that I'm securing their future and mine as well. You don't need 10 acres. You don't need tens of thousands of dollars. You just need a plan and a willingness to take that first step. We're building this self-sufficient setup on 3,000 square feet, and it's smaller than the average American backyard. And if I can do it, I think you can as well. In a few weeks, we're going to be launching a course that walks you through how you can build your own self-sufficient setup in suburbia, right where you are. We're going to cover everything from raising chickens to harvesting rainwater, composting, food preservation, and so much more. You don't have to go off-grid, and you don't have to go broke. You just have to start. Waiting is a luxury that we don't have anymore. The sooner you start building your systems, the more secure you'll be, not just functionally, but mentally as well. So if you're ready to stop feeling helpless and start taking control, this is your moment. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Please share what actions that you're taking to help secure your future. As always, stay safe out there.